podcast. So one thing that you can do for yourself to decrease your stress, that would be a really good thing, and it's actually free, both our show and the Meditation for Health podcast. So our show is on TV on Cox Thursdays, 7 p.m. on channel 31 and 96, but it's also on iTunes and our website, and they're all archived there. So questions? Yes. Yes, back there.
How do you deal with the independent, stubborn child? Do you use punishment and reward, or sticking carrots, or what? What do you do that?
Well, we really like the positive reinforcement. So even the stubborn child probably has things that he or she really likes, correct? They have things that they like in their life, that they want, things that they're interested in, right? So I would try and use those things, kind of like the carrot you're saying. I know it seems like a carrot in front of them, but it kind of is. If you do this, then we get this, and you be firm. If that child is stubborn, well, I'm not going to do it, okay, that's fine. You can sit in your room and choose to do that. And you don't fight with them about it, because that fighting that you're doing is actually, you're reinforcing, it's reinforcing for them, because negative attention is better than no attention at all. Do you have anything to add there?
Yeah, and remember, it's a lot of how you look at your child. You're describing a stubborn child. See them as a child with a lot of tenacity, a lot of stick-to-ness, and they're going to do great in life. I just need to redirect this energy of theirs in a positive way. Because if you see everything that they do as beautiful, it just needs some fine-tuning, that's going to be your response to them. When they're like, wow, they are really doing this, if they become president of a company, or they become a medical doctor, they're going to do great, because they're going to really finish those exams and stick to it. You just redirect it in your mind, and then from that will come the appropriate response to your child. But like Elizabeth said, you want to use rewards, but you want to redirect their behavior in a positive way. But remember, they're great. Just help them to take that energy in a positive direction.
Yes, you had a question, right?
Yes. What do you do when you've already taken away the things that they really like, that you know that's important to them, and they don't care if you've taken it away?
Well, the biggest thing is make it so they can earn it back very quickly. The attention span of younger people isn't as long as ours, typically. And the younger they are, the shorter it is. So what a lot of parents do is they'll say, okay, you are going to lose your iPhone for a month. And a month is an eternity for a kid. I mean, it's a really, really long time. Instead saying, hey, today you did this. Would you like your phone back tomorrow? Well, I don't want it. I said, well, if you want it back tomorrow, do this. So make it pretty short term. And then, and I think what you'll find is you'll see probably a much more positive. They're just fighting you, because it's like, it's kind of like, not a game, but it's like they don't want to show that they care, because then you'll keep taking. A lot of times what parents do, they just keep taking away and taking away and taking away. You don't want to do that. You want to make it so it's like they can earn this back tomorrow.
And I think what happens sometimes too for kids, where everything's getting taken away from them and they get in trouble all the time, or some kids have hyperactivity problems, like legitimately, and really impulsive, and they always get in trouble. So sometimes that can lead to depression too, because they feel like there's no hope. So then that's why he was saying the attention span's really short. So if you can find a way to give it back to them, so they can earn it back for doing something positively, like, you were really good today, here's this for, that's a really important thing, because otherwise they just get hopeless. What's the point?
Well, and it's a lot like adults. I mean, right now we all go to work, for most part. But a lot more of us are excited about going to Vegas. Because Vegas, you get immediate rewards. You pull that thing, you play those cards. Yeah, and you either win or you lose. So immediate reinforcement works the best in the world. And intermittent works even better. So the point being is, we're not that different than our kids. It's just we're kind of, our toys get more sophisticated. But they really work a lot like us. If there's no hope, you will give up. Give them hope. Let them know that tomorrow, by making good choices. And it's a day-by-day thing, and what will happen is once that day-by-day is set into place, you get those ruts, and that becomes a habit. You don't have to even reinforce it anymore. So once you get the good behavior, my kids do very well in school when they're younger, because we've reinforced it. I don't have to remind them to do their homework. It's very well entrenched in them already. So you want to get it, once you get it, then you move on to the next behavior. But reward them quickly and don't wait too long.
Are there any other questions? Because I think we have to kind of wind up. Oh, yes, go ahead.
Now, are kids able to basically, no, try and basically reason with their parents in any way to let them go out a particular night or something that they don't approve of.
Well, one of the things that we talked about was the importance of a parent being open to hearing what their child has to say. Because if your parent doesn't listen to you at all, you're gonna feel that your parent doesn't respect you. But if your parent has a firm gut intuition, let's say, or whatever, that maybe that's not the best party to go to, then, I think that they need to be firm about that. But I think it is important for your parents to listen to what you have to say. But to be careful about getting into a battle of wills, because otherwise, that can start when a kid's 2. But it's important what you guys have to say, right? That matters.
Well, I think too, now from your perspective, you got to see it. You got to say, okay, I want this. So if they end up giving it to you, say, this is what I'll do for it. If I do well at this, I clean my room, I attend school on time, get good grades, will you let me have this? And then once you get it, be careful, because if you come home and, like you come home, for example, drunk, you're toast. So, they're going to see, okay, I finally gave you this privilege. You said you're going to be home at 10, you came home at 10, or you came home at 9:55. Make sure that you do your part, because then it's easier to negotiate with them. Now, if they're unreasonable, you say, be reasonable back with them. Say, I came home, you let me go to that one party, I was on time, there was no alcohol in my system, I came home early, and can I go to the next one? And they say, yeah, and if they say no, then say, well, help me understand it. And then perhaps, if they really are being unreasonable, get a third party to help. All right? All right.
And one last tip I have for the parents is know who, what, when, and where. So you guys might not like that, but know who they're with, when they're going to where they're going, and where they are, because that's really, really important. And don't just always take what they say at face value. So sorry, guys, but yeah. So thank you very much.